Okay, so as I said last time, doing just a really quick, hopefully it's going to be a really quick tutorial video on what to do as far as getting a couple of different mods combined together to get your ideal look and feel of them. And we're going to be focusing on two very special characters that are far more relevant than either Mighty or Ray. And as you're going to see in a sec here, if you look really closely, I'm sure you can already tell who that is: Shadow and Silver. So if you're also like me, where you're not really against either Mighty or Ray, but you prefer to have Shadow and Silver in it, you can do that very easily. I don't know a whole lot about modding other than a couple of very basic things. I messed around with it recently. This actually took me a while to figure out. So, and the reason I say this is because, well, let me just pull up this image here really quick. So, say you're like me, and you love the mod that Shadow and Silver came from, and you'll know it by these two images here. Let's say that you love how they play, how they look, their super forms and whatnot, but you don't really like very much how their save file select looks. What if I told you you can change that from this into this? Look how much better and cleaner this looks. Like, not to scoff at the actual source material, like the imagery of where the mod actually comes from, but come on, this looks a hell of a lot better and actually looks like it's part of the game. You know, with this art style, it even changes up Sonic slightly, and that's look familiar to a lot of people. Sort of looks like he did from that animation from Sonic CD, you know, the opening. I just think it looks a lot better. And I'm going to show you where to get these from, and also let me turn on the game sound again here really quick. I'm going to demonstrate a sound effect that we're going to add in for Silver also. Let me turn up the volume so you can hear. I'm just going to very quickly, like very quickly, do a little bit of gameplay so you can hear what I'm talking about. Alright, so you pretty much get the gist of what I did there. Basically, what you heard was his sound effects for using his psychic powers that was actually from another mod. I had to add that into this one. I'm going to go over how to do that and also change the character icons because the ones that I have right now in game just look so much better. And you're also going to notice that the acronyms for the stages aren't entirely accurate. That's because how Shadow and Silver look here, that comes from another mod, so it's working with a different palette. So if it bothers you that much, which it doesn't for me because by default I see clear anyway, and normally when I get on this game it's to play the whole thing just for the hell of it. And really it's just stage names. You're going to see the name when you get into game anyway. Another nitpick you're probably going to see is, for some reason whenever you go into not Encore, when you go into time attack or competition, I guess he overlooked that. For Silver it still says Ray. For Shadow, the name's there, but for whatever reason, Silver still says Ray. Anyway, whenever you select either of them, Mighty, Ray, you're still gonna hear Mighty and Ray. Obviously the unique hand-drawn animations at the end of standard Mania mode, they're gonna be the same. If you beat the game with either Shadow or Silver, it's still gonna play the ones that they initially had in the game for both Mighty and Ray. I'm just going over some of the different differences that you should come to expect and not expect when you put in this mod. So other than that, they're completely in the game. They have chibi versions of themselves. They have really cool super forms, at least for the main mod that I'm going to be showing you how to edit. For Silver, when he goes super, he's glowing his own like psychic energy color. And for Shadow, he does like a very mini power-up looking thing, and then he's just glowing red like he's about to do a Chaos Blast. And I prefer these versions of Shadow and Silver to the ones that I'm going to be showing you where to take the save file images from. Because, for some reason, when Shadow's going on the springs from where this, save palette actually came from, I think Shadow, in my opinion, looks way worse. He gets, like, a really big-looking jaw and a huge bottom muzzle, so I just didn't like that. Also, when they go super from that ROM hack, they are briefly glowing their super forms because of the way the coloring works for Shadow and Silver. I don't know why they did it this way. Only Sonic gets complete palette swap when he goes into a super form. All the other characters just glow faintly what color they should be turning if they were to actually, still be in super. I know it's a lot of small things to go over. It's just some small nitpicks I have with it. So again, if you're like me and you prefer the, these actual playable mods of Shadow and Silver, I'm going to show you where to get those. I'm also going to show you how to put in the images I have for them. They're actually from a different ROM hack altogether. I'm going to show you where to get that too. I actually have the downloads of both saved just so I can show you how to do this really quick. It's not hard. Same with the sound effects for Silver's Psychic Flying. It's really not hard to do. It took me a while to figure out, but it's, as you're going to find out in a sec here, very easy. So, let me just go over here really quick. I'm going to go into my downloads here, and where you see pinball patches, just Google Shadow and Silver pinball patches. It'll pull up right away. It should be the first result. Also Google, and I'll even do it really quick just to demonstrate. Hold on. There you go. You can get it from, I think the website's called Game Banana. Yeah, okay. So anyway, this is where they're pulled from, and it's funny, the other ROM hack versions of Shadow and Silver, those came from here. They're just kind of touched up on the other ROM hack I'll be showing you. But this is where you're going to get the Shadow and Silver mod from, and let me just look at the pinball patches really quick. Let's see. Okay, no. Hold on a sec. I'm just going to go back really quick. Because that should also be in here. Nope. Okay. Let's see. Shadow and Silver. There we go, pinball patch, because what that does, and it's really cool in-game, it'll actually replace the original spots here where you see Mighty and Ray at with Shadow and Silver. This is the end result. All you need is the pinball. From the pinball thing is the file that says Shadow and Silver. You don't need the Shadow only or the Silver only. You can do that if you prefer, but I just do both. Honestly, I prefer both of these guys to Mighty and Ray. One other small nitpick I can say you're going to notice when, playing around with the mod is the animations are sort of stiff, here and there. Overall, though, very smooth, very fluent. They're just not as fluent. Still look really freaking solid, though, and really awesome. And it is my personal preferred way of playing Mania is with Shadow and Silver as opposed to Mighty and Ray. Again, I have nothing against Mighty and Ray. I like them too. I just think Shadow and Silver are far better. But anyway, I've dawdled on long enough with all that stuff out of the way. Let me just show you how to very easily implement this. So you're going to need one other thing, and that's the Mania Mod Loader. That's really easy to find. Again, you shouldn't need me to post links, but if you need me to, I'll do so. So how you're going to go about doing the edit is, and this is the ROM hack that I got the images from, is Sonic Reimagined. This is what you're basically going to do. You're going to go into that, and when you do, go into the main folder, you go into Data, then you go to Sprites. This is where you're going to get those images from for the save select. You're going to go into UI. You're going to select both SaveSelect.bin and SaveSelectEn.gif. And the reason you need both is, one is for the, I'm really not sure what the select.bin is for. I think it's just to, I think it might be coded with the image, and then the images speak for themselves. You're going to need that. So what you're going to do after that is, let's say you're in your mods folder in Sonic Mania. And you do that by going to the C drive, Program 86, Steam, Steam Apps, Common, Sonic Mania, Mods. Above that in the root folder, this is also where you're going to put the mod manager. But there should be a folder for mods. You go into here, and as you can see, I already have it set up. I go into Shadow and Silver, Shadow and Silver again, Data. You go into Sprites, UI. Once you've extracted both those files, the safe select en.gif and the safe select.bin, go ahead, throw them in here, paste them, and as you're going to see by the image, there you go. That's how I edited it. It was just by grabbing that from the other ROM hack. And the other thing I want to show off really quick is where to get the sound for Silver's really neat sound effects when he's using his psychic powers to fly and whatnot. So let me get this over here. You're going to go into that ROM hack again. Let me just maximize this. There we go. You go into, what was it called? Sonic Reimagined. And that's the guy who threw the mod pack together. You're going to see it's a bunch of other people's mods thrown together into one ROM hack. I got nothing against anybody or even him for this. I'm sure he just wanted to put together a really cool package altogether. Some people are upset about it, but the guy means no harm. Please don't flame him or anybody. Don't attack anyone, obviously. Again, here, this is all just for fun. And he even, doesn't take any credit from any of the actual creators of those said mods that you'll find in his uploaded ROM hack. But anyway, you go into that, you go in the data, and then you're going to go into, it should be sound effects, and then global. Okay, so this is for the swoop and the dive. That's how you're going to get both those sound effects. Notice how they're called Ray. I think by default they need to be called that to work. But basically what you're going to do is you're going to extract the sound effects folder. And let's say you do that. After you do that, you go into Shadow and Silver, you go in the data. Let me close this. So you're going to go back to your C drive, Steam, user data. I went in the wrong thing, hold on. It's actually Steam Apps, Common, Sonic Mania. Go into Mods, go into Shadow and Silver, go into Shadow and Silver again, go into data. This is where you're going to paste the sound folder into. And then you would normally see everything else here. You can just delete it. You don't need it. All you need is the global folder. But once you've done all that, you go into the mod manager. Just going to have Shadow and Silver ticked. And for some reason, this one's called Silver and Shadow. Okay, whatever. It is in that order on the board. But anyway, once you install the loader, you're going to hit save or save and play. When you boot up the game, let me turn that back down. This is the end result you get. And you know what's kind of cool and unique about this is that mod even works for Encore mode. You know how they're all sitting at the ice cream bar in Mirage Saloon at the very end? For this Shadow and Silver ROM hack, what'll happen is you'll just see Tails and Knuckles sitting there with Sonic, and they're waiting for Shadow and Silver to come in from off screen, and they actually have like animations for that and everything. But really, that's all I wanted to show off. I'm sorry this vid ran a little long. I was trying to keep it short. I know I went over a bunch of information, so if you need to rewatch or go back and pause anywhere, feel free to do so. Anyway, I hope you all enjoyed. This was just something I wanted to do and show off really quick for fun. And I will see you guys in the next one. It is likely going to be with another suggestion, some Content City free battles, or the finale of Mario World. I'm not really sure what I feel like doing just yet. But anyway, again, thank you all for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Peace for now.